All right, well, one face we won't be seeing at the Steelers OTAs this spring, it's not going to be Greg Warren. He got the failed physical, but also not going is going to be tight end Ladarius Green. Kind of late news coming here as we were recording that the Steelers have released the oft-injured, concussed, I should say, tight end. That's kind of a big deal for the Steelers. They didn't address tight end in free agency. They didn't address it in the draft. So now it looks like they have Jesse James and David Johnson.
I think Xavier Grimble and a bunch of other guys. So, you know, the fact that, at least to me, the fact that they did not address tight end in the draft and, you know, maybe free agency, okay, but the draft indicates that they had no clue this was coming. That they thought, you know, at least Ladarius would be able to come into training camp, and then if they had to go a different direction, then, I mean, hey, this is a shocker. In your opinion, worst free agency move by the Steelers in the last, what?
25, 30 years since they've had free agency?
A decade at least, 10 years?
It has to be. Certainly because they gave them the 4 years and $20 million. Yeah. I mean, the Steelers have certainly brought in free agents and had them, you know, not turn out as expected. But this one is certainly the most high-profile case of, you know, Steelers, you know, rolling the dice in free agency and having it go craps on them. Yeah,
and it's like they didn't even draft the tight end late round. I know Jake Butt was available at one point, the guy from Michigan, and it's confusing. And I mean, it's like this had to. If they knew that there was a possibility Ladarius would not be able to play this year, why didn't they address the position until Odom last week, the guy out of Fordham, the rookie camp guy?
Well, they still got Scott Orndorff.
Orndorff too from Pitt. No,
well, it's certainly got to be. I think you got this one has to fall on the feet of the Steelers. They had to know last winter when they signed Ladarius Green that he had a history with the ankle injury, which they said for the longest time was the reason that was keeping him out of OTAs last year, and then the concussions. So they had to know that there was something there. I don't think they did their due diligence in looking into Ladarius Green's background. There was a reputation for Ladarius, fairly or not, that he was kind of soft, that he didn't play through injuries. I think it just kind of blew up on him.
I think the 2 concussions that he suffered in a 10-day span, or in San Diego, really were more serious than people thought. And then when he suffered another one against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 15, that was maybe just a straw that broke the camel's back, because he was effective in that Indianapolis Colts game.
Very effective.
He actually flashed some potential. What he was supposed to bring to the offense when he was initially signed. The Steelers, Ladarius was paid $6 million in 2016, so they'll save, a little bit over $2.6 million in cap space this year, $14 million in cash over the next 3 years. So at least they're getting out of it early, where they're not going to pay him the full of that, $20 million that they. But I mean.
So what did they
it's
get,
a big hit.
Six games out of Ladarius Green or something like that.
6, even that, if that, because he didn't really play when they first brought him back.
Right, they were slow bringing him along.
Yeah, it looks like, hey, Ben, your Ferrari is staying in the impound lot. Sorry to say.